Welcome back. Charleston County GOP Chairman Larry Kobrovsky. He joins us in the studio right now to get an insider's perspective on the race and the candidates in today's primary election. So, Larry, let's get right into it, because our last hour we weren't able to get to the question of undecided voters. We'll pull up what the latest poll has to say. And the latest poll shows that Donald Trump is leading, and then we have Cruz, Rubio, and then Bush. But 13%, or 1 out of 8 voters, they are undecided. Does that make any difference?
I think it makes a huge difference, and this is a day that defines what it means to be an American. I mean, we have different endorsements by different leaders in the state, but I would say take it on your own initiative. You can decide. You go in the voting booth, and you really have a chance to make an impact today to help decide that. You have 6 good people to choose from. Make that choice and help decide who the next president is. I think that's our role today in South Carolina, and everybody should take that very seriously. We have a unique historical chance to really make an impact. I mean, New Hampshire was a small state, and it really doesn't define who the Republicans are, and Iowa was a caucus. I mean, there's maybe 700,000 people voting today in our state, and this is more reflective of who the Republican Party is. So I think it's a huge day, and I hope everybody takes advantage. And again, we have so many candidates, and as a chairman, you know, you go out and you look at the crowds and you introduce the candidates, you get a sense. So there's real choices this year. So it's a great opportunity, and I would urge everybody to exercise that choice, whoever they're for.
Exactly. And we spoke to former Governor Mark Sanford the other day, and we asked him, who do you think is going to take home the win? He didn't answer that question, but he said something that was really interesting. I want to get your take on it after we listen to what he has to say.
My sense is that the field is going to narrow, that it's going to become a jump ball between, you know, Trump, Cruz, and either Rubio or Bush is my sense. I think it's going to be fairly tight. I don't think that Trump will maintain the lead that he has had coming into South Carolina.
Now, he went on further to say he doesn't believe it because of what Trump said about Bush, George W. Bush. But also, now that we know that Marco Rubio has been endorsed by Governor Haley, do you think he's going to beat Trump?
I think it scrambles the deck. I mean, you have the governor of our state and Senator Tim Scott, and again, Tim Scott is probably the most respected and revered figure in our state among Republicans, so that's huge. And you have Congressman Sanford coming out for Cruz. Those are all big players with followers, and people respect them, so it remains to be seen. But of course, it raises the stakes a lot too. For Rubio, if he has the endorsement of the governor and Tim Scott and Trey Gowdy, it puts, I think, more pressure on him to do well. And of course, as you heard the Congressman Sanford say, if Bush comes in 4th or 5th, does he stay in after this? When he's spent, you know, tens of millions of dollars, and this is a state where his brother did really well, so there's a lot of pressure on him as well. And, you know, but going, again, I've had the opportunity to see the different crowds, and for the Trump people, I'm not sure they care who has endorsements, because they feel nobody else can give the answer to political correctness that he can. So, and every candidate has different supporters, so, and I've seen them all, so it's really a fascinating experience. But again, whoever you're for, I encourage everybody to get out today, exercise that right, and help us decide who the next president is.
And it's not just about who wins. This actually shows, too, who stays and who goes.
And again, we'll determine who stays in the race. We may not be the final answer as to who wins, but we will determine who stays in the race, which is, we shape it from this point.
Larry Kobrovsky, thanks so much for joining us in the studio. I appreciate it.
Take care.